Hello, it is Monday and it's a new weekly reading vlog. First things first, I've got to address the fourth Casket Girls book, The Gates of Guinea, as I now know it's pronounced. Probably pronouncing it slightly wrong, but closer than I was the last time. Yeah, so I said in one of my other videos that I was Team Isaac. And now I'm not Team Isaac anymore. Not because I'm like pro Nico. I'm still very anti Nico. But I'm also now very anti Isaac. The boy's an idiot. Like there's nothing going on up here. He's just dumb. He's just dumb, and he's about to do something even dumber, which is saying something. Like I don't know what's wrong with this idiot. Like I want to rattle him. He's so stupid. He's like unbelievably stupid. So like, I just want Adele to be alone. Like, she doesn't need anybody. Frankly, at this point, because Isaac's dumb and Nico is like several centuries older than her, and she's 16. It's really creepy, and I don't like it. Like, I know I'm like usually like, I'm all for like fated mates and the vampire, like immortal romance thing. I get it. Like I really love that sort of thing. But like, see when you're in the vampire's head, because he's got a perspective in the book, and he's like, she looks so sexy. I'm like, she's 16! My guy. Like, you can be drawn to her, you can be like, have this like magical pull, you can have like, there are ways to do it, but saying that a 16-year-old is sexy when you're like several hundred years old, when you're older than the creation of the country that you're currently in, I have issues. I think something happened in the past with her ancestor, Adeline, that they're going to find out, that she's going to find out, and she's going to end up with neither Isaac or Nico, and I'll be happy with that. Or Isaac has got some serious, like, grovelling to do, and, like, he needs to prove that he's better. Are you okay there? Hamish is just coming back through from having a drink. But yeah, so I'm gonna... Oh, boys, honestly. I am going to... I don't know. Maybe read some more, maybe chill out. Today has been horrible so far, so... You know. I can only go up from here, she hopes. So yeah, I'm gonna chill out for a bit. I have the doctor's tomorrow, and I have the hairdresser on Wednesday to get this sorted. And I think that's all I have on this week. There's an announcement coming on the 1st, which you will see this after the 1st. So we've got Marvel-thon announcement on the 1st, and I'm very, very excited. I'm very, very nervous. So yeah, I will link the Marvel-thon announcement down below if you haven't gone to see it. I don't know why you haven't. Go see it. I'm going to stop because this is getting out of control. I'll speak to you later. I've come to bed to do a bit of reading before I go to sleep, just while my painkillers are kicking in. And even though I did a poll to ask on Gemma's Discord what I should read, and the winner was like a random mood read, my hair's getting in front of my face again. Anyway, I have decided to pick up Do Your Worst by Rosie Dannon. I'm on page 4. I have 2 gripes already. So, first of all, she's in Scotland. Yeah, bad place to start with me. She's in Scotland, and she's in a local pub, and she's just ordered, what was it she said? An aged local scotch on the rocks. Now, that's not so bad. Like, fair enough, like, she's American, she would say scotch. Yes, they have it on the rocks, or, you know, with ice. We don't tend to, there's a point of contention depending on who you ask. So I'm not too mad about the whole, like, on the rocks thing. Like, if you want to have ice in your whiskey, you do you. I'm not that pressed about it, if I'm being honest, but a lot of people would be, especially in a small village in Scotland, in a pub. And the bartender's response to her is, "You've got good taste in scotch." Now, We wouldn't call it Scotch. It's not Scotch, we call it whiskey. That's one gripe I have got in general. I don't like people calling it Scotch. I don't know what it is. I don't like people calling it Scotch. Not a clue why, I've just always never liked it. And then, so yes, you have good taste in Scotch for an American. Like, as a joke. But a Scottish person would never say Scotch. Like, they wouldn't say Scotch. Like, say she'd ordered so they mentioned Isla later on. So it must be, I'm assuming, it's, by the sounds of it, it's something like possibly Lafroig, Ardbeg, Lagavulin, although that's not particularly aged. Like, it's Lagavulin, you kind of get 16, but not, anyway, quite possibly could be a Lagavulin. So, yeah, say you ordered Lagavulin, people would probably glare at you in a pub for asking for ice. We then wouldn't call it Scotch. She would just say, you have good taste in whiskey. And also, then later on, then a few sentences later, the main character in her head says, this job might kill her, but so close to Isla, at least she could enjoy single malt without paying shipping markup or import tax. That's what makes me think it's possibly like Lagavulin, Lafroig, or Beg, particularly because she said it's smoky. All in saying that they're more peaty than smoky, but that's a whole different argument. But the big problem I'm having, is that the sentence says, good whiskey tasted like indulging in bad decisions. The same satisfying burn. Whiskey is spelt with an E. You just said you're having Scotch. That's not spelt with an E. Whiskey without an E, sorry, I'll back up. Whiskey without an E is Scottish whiskey. Whiskey with an E is whiskey made outside of Scotland. I believe there are other whiskies that don't use the E, that are just with the Y, but I know for a fact that Scottish whiskey, like our whiskey, doesn't have an E. It does not have an E, and don't be making a whole point of it being in Scotland and then not even know how to spell whiskey properly. Like, I don't know if it's been... Again, this is something like... I got really annoyed at a word being used wrong in the Spanish love deception. And I don't normally pick up on things like this. I do when it's more to do with Scottish stuff, because obviously Scottish. Like when Rebecca Yarros was like talking about the pronunciation of Gaelic words in a non-Gaelic way. That annoyed me. Because she was wrong. And she admitted she was wrong, and we move on. It's fine. But this is on page 5. At the very top of page 5, they have misspelled whiskey after doing two paragraphs, specifically talking about whiskey. And how, she's such a big fan of this whiskey because blah, 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 and she usually has to pay different taxes and stuff like that, and import fees to get it in the country, to get it to America, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, so you understand the concept, like, you're making a big deal about this whiskey, but you're not going to spell it right. And it's on page 5. On page 5 of your manuscript, that should have been picked up by somebody, by a proofreader, by a editor. It might have been that autocorrect got it. Like, I get that, like, autocorrect and stuff gets it, but, like, it's that thing again where if it was another country's thing that wasn't an English-speaking country, and you misspelled it, people would pick up on it and be like, you can't, like, that's obviously incorrect, you need to fix it. But I just feel like there's not any care given to things when it's, like, Scottish. And I don't know if that's something I pick up more because I'm Scottish or what, but all this to say, I'm already annoyed at this book because they've put an E in whiskey. Like, I get that might be being petty, but, don't make a big deal about the country you're setting it in and then misspell one of the things that's, like, the main export of the country. Like this woman's like, she's putting forward certain, like she said things, it's like, obviously she's a big whiskey buff, but then you misspell whiskey, and I know it's not the character misspelling it, it's the author or the autocorrector, whoever's not caught it, misspelling it. But if you hadn't leaned so much on it, I wouldn't have picked it up as much. But I digress. It also says that it's close to Isla. So we shall see. Anyway, I'm going to keep reading and just try and... If she does it again, I'm going to be, like, really annoyed. Hello, it is Tuesday, and this week can already go in the bin. I'm telling you. I've read some more of Do Your Worst. I think I just got, like, another 40 odd pages in. I'm now 82 pages in. I am going to read a wee bit more before I go to sleep, but as you can see, I'm in bed. I feel like hell. I was at the doctor's today, and she was like manipulating my leg, because I've been having issues with my right hip, and so she was like moving my leg and stuff like that. She wasn't even like, she stopped when it started hurting. She wasn't even like, she said herself she didn't want to push it too far. But I've got like really, really badly reduced mobility in my leg. I can move it like, so like, if my left leg, if you asked me to raise it like up, I could get my body at like a 90-degree angle, whereas like the other one I could maybe manage like not even an eighth of that or something. So yeah, doing great. And now my body is rebelling from the doctor even just doing that, so I'm in a lot of pain. My arm is in a lot of pain. I don't know why I'm holding the phone up like this, but I'll make this a quick update. I've just slathered Voltarol all over me, and I'm going to go to bed. It's like 9:30. I'm showered. I'm absolutely just done for the day. I'm exhausted. I am sore. I am just out spoons, out of fucks, out of everything. I just want to go to sleep, and hope I'll wake up feeling less pain tomorrow. I don't even know if that was a structured sentence at this point. But yeah, I'm going to read a little bit more of this while the pain meds kick in, and then hopefully sweet oblivion until I have to get up tomorrow. Oh, actually, I'm going to swap arms because this arm's killing me. I actually have the hairdresser tomorrow. But I wish I wanted to shower tonight, but I just, like I said, I don't have any of the physical ability that you need to do that right now, so that didn't happen. So hopefully I'll be able to get up in the morning and shower before work. And I'm really annoyed because I didn't want to wash my hair that soon before going to the hairdressers. I feel like it's just weird to freshly wash your hair before going to the hairdressers, but I also want to shower, so like I could try and just have a body shower, but I feel like I really need to wash my hair. Like, I don't want to go to the hairdresser with manky hair, and it looks okay on screen because I've used like dry shampoo and stuff, but I think tomorrow would be pushing it. I used to have my hair trained to go like a while, like 4 days, which some people can do like a week, wash their hair like once a week. I can't go in the shower without washing my hair if I want my hair to look presentable, because anytime there's any moisture in the air, it like sticks to my hair and it just goes greasy, so I can't do that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to just jump in the shower and wash my hair, which is part of the reason I'm going to bed so early, so I can get up early and have a shower. I hope that all made sense. This is actually part of the reason I got this tattoo here, going off on a total tangent. If you know the Shadowhunter world, this is in, I don't know if it's AZebraReads. I always say AZebraReads in my head. And it is a rune that is for healing and pain, like for getting rid of pain, like a painkiller rune, basically. And I wanted it somewhere where I could see it in the mirror. I'm thinking about getting another one here, like on the other collarbone. And now I'm wondering if I should maybe get like the strength one. Oh my god, this arm's going numb now. I'm wondering if I should maybe get like the one that represents strength. Because like the whole like point of this is like I'm always in pain, and I'm always injuring myself because like I dislocate very, very easily. Like I look at a joint funny and it's like out of the joint, which is the problem with the hip and the shoulder, and my ribs, all on my right side. I don't know what it is about my right side, but the past wee while it's been like these joints that have come out, and yes, you can dislocate a rib. It's not pleasant, and you cannot put it back in. You just need to wait for it to work itself back in. So that's always fun. Try not to do that. But anyway, what was I saying? Oh yeah, so like I'm always in pain and I always need to heal. So this is like the healing route. And I also feel like there's like this just sounds really knobby to me, but like as someone with a chronic illness can tell you, like sometimes you struggle to find the strength to just keep going, because you go on and you go on and you go on for so long, and then you're like, I'm fine, it's fine, I'm used to it, like don't worry about it, it's fine, and then all of a sudden it'll all come down to you like a ton of bricks, and you just have, I refer to it as my temper tantrum, but it's just that wallow, like you feel angry, you feel sad, you feel frustrated, and just, it's just like, it's so unfair. And I'm feeling myself getting to that point again because I'm in so much pain. And it's just so unfair. Like, why am I always in so much pain? Why can I not get a break? Why can I not get just an hour, what I wouldn't give for an hour of not being in any pain? Like, you know what I mean? And every minute of every hour of every day of my life is pain. So I feel like having something to represent the strength, and also like the illusion of being like I don't know how to describe how this makes me feel, but like it's like a mental thing to see it and know what it stands for, and I think the strength one would probably do the same. But yeah, that's my little like exhausted, low on spoons, tired. I've already said tired. There's I think there was, I don't know if it was like a study or something, but somebody, a doctor had said, the quote's gone kind of viral in the chronic illness community, but they said that a regular person would have to stay awake for 3 days straight and then try to function to understand what it's like to live with chronic fatigue. And it's that thing where I can't just sleep and wake up feeling regular. It's always there. It's always just in the background. I'm always exhausted. If I get like a moment where I feel just like fine, it's incredible. And a lot of the time, even when you see me filming, I am like not at my lowest, but I'm not at my best, which is why my videos are always quite so rambly. See a little tidbit right for you there. I said I was going to make this short. I've been filming for nearly 8 minutes now, but I'm going to plaster some more Voltarol on my arm because now it's really sore, and read to the next chapter because I'm like midway through a chapter, and then go sleep. Hello, it's Wednesday. I have got to be at the hairdressers in like 35 minutes, and I still need to like jump in the shower because I want to like shower before I go because I feel minging. Did not manage to shower this morning. I don't know, I think I might just leave my hair up and just like jump in the shower, do a body shower because she's going to wash my hair anyway. But I really need to go. But I just wanted to say I've just finished Percy Jackson and I really enjoyed it. I think it was really, really good. I think it did miss a lot from the books, unfortunately. It wasn't perfect, but I still really enjoyed it. The acting's great and it can only get better from here. So yeah, I'm going to jump in the shower. Wish me luck. So in my panic to get to the hairdressers on time, I'm now 10 minutes early. And I ducked my hair under the water. Like I've just shoved my hair under the water and given my scalp a scrub without anything to actually wash it with. And it feels disgusting. But she's going to wash my hair anyway. I didn't want to wash it twice in the space of like less than an hour, because that cannot be good for your hair. But I wanted to have a shower. So I've had a shower. My hair's had a dunk. It's weird, it smells weird. And she'll wash it when I go in. I'm now 10 minutes early, so I need to
calm myself, which is fantastic. I'm also trying to like talk between like my mum and Kay, because I don't know why Kay's not just messaged my mum. My mum's at a funeral, so Kay went and picked up Josh and Amy because I wasn't going to be able to because of the hairdressers. And she's like, do you know when she'll be back? And blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, text my mum to the text Kay, and it's just... Anyway, it's all sorted. Yeah, I think I'm going back to the side fringe. I'm not the biggest fan of this. Like, it's not that I don't like it, it's that I prefer the fringe. The side fringe. So, you'll see afterwards.
Ta-da! I am back on my side parting bullshit. If that would just stay over, we need to retrain a little bit here. But yeah, side fringe, side parting. The millennial is back with the vengeance. Careful, Hamish. Careful. Probably got a very itchy ear. But yeah, got my side fringe, got my side parting, got my skinny jeans. The millennial is back. Again, we just need to train this over a wee bit. It's not used to being over, so I just need to. I'll be fine. I'm very happy. My hair smells so nice, and it's so smooth and so nice. I love getting my hair done at the hairdressers. I just need this here. Yes, very happy. Very happy. I don't know how to feel about this book. I am this far in. I'm trying valiantly to finish it tonight so that I can film my wrap up and include this book. But I don't know if it's from reading the Casket Girls books and one of the characters just being an absolute idiot in that book. But she's an idiot. She's actually she's not an idiot. Like, so you know how there are things that can be. So I'm gonna try and not spoil it. But like, you know how there are phrases that can be said and there can be two or more meanings. Well, this is what I think is happening. She has taken one meaning, and it's not a miscommunication. Well, it's technically miscommunication, but not from the other character. Like, there's something that she's like, if you've read it, you'll know what I mean. There's a phrase, and I know she thinks it means one thing, but I think it means the opposite. And she's not even considering everything that's happening. And it's just turning into a total train wreck. Yeah, I have to say I'm not liking this as much as I like The Roommate or The Intimacy Experiment. I think the characters are not as strong. And that she's made a point to make this a castle in Scotland, and I don't think she's doing justice to that at all. I genuinely think the fact that it's set in Scotland and the fact that she's done the setting not as well is probably causing me a bit of issue. Like, I wonder what it's like for other people to read like these random made up places or these random like places in America that get used for books all the time, and they just take liberties with it. Like, does it matter as much to some people? Because, like, she's using Scottish folklore and history for her book, but I don't feel like she's treated it correctly. Like, she's just throwing out, like, fae and picts and this, that, the next thing, and it's like, Scotland, this magical, mystical place of places that are older than some countries in the world, you know, that sort of thing. It's like, it's mystical and magical because it's Scotland, and I'm like, that's not how it works. But at the same time, the main character kind of gets the whole idea of, like, she's talking about curses and how they work and how the fae are known as tricksters, where they'll give you what you've asked for, but not necessarily what you want. And, like, there's that element in it. But it's like she's surface level read it and then just, like, chucked it into her book for some plot. But, like, I don't understand. Like, I thought the Roommate did such a good job of showing that sex work isn't a bad thing. showing how people in the sex work industries are treated so unfairly and so horribly and abused in many different ways. And then she does this book and it feels so hollow next to it, you know what I mean? It's not that I'm not enjoying it, like, I am kind of enjoying it, like, I'm enjoying it. At the moment it's a 3-star, but the characters are getting on my nerves because this one character is like, they're both so smart but so dumb, and dumb smart people annoy me. Like, there are reasons people might lack common sense, but the way these are written, that's not, like, they're just being dumb for no reason, and time is moving very, very quickly. This is over quite a long time so far, and it's mostly been, I don't know if it's just I went in with the wrong I don't really think I had any expectations, but like, she's brought in this whole thing about the castle and the curse and her trying to find the curse, the origin of the curse, and to try and disband the curse, and yet she is spending more time thinking about his abs and his shoulders and his, like, hands and stuff than she is about the curse. Like, I want more detail about the curse. Don't start something, don't dangle something that's that interesting and then, like, bugger off with it. And, like, this character here, Miss Straight Up and Down, they're constantly going on about how curvy she is, how big she is, like, how she put on a pair of his sweatpants and, like, she was stretching them to the limit. And yeah, but, like, this is the art we get. I don't know. We'll see. I literally dare you to be more dumb at this point in time. Be dumber. Be more stupid. Please try to be more dumb at this point in time. These characters, I swear, I'm just about to start chapter 16. For anybody who's also reading this, but, like, do you need any bigger sign from the universe that you're wrong? Literally. I mean, guys, come on. I'm still determined to finish this book tonight. I'm on page 190. And it's 10 o'clock. I'm definitely not getting filming done tonight, but I can do the filming tomorrow. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I did it. I finished this with 15 minutes to spare. 16 minutes to spare. Left in January. I read it. Overall, I enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. At one point, they go to a distillery on Skye, and the amount of times whiskey is spelled with an E literally pained me, like, actually hurt physically to see the E every time. I was like, but, you know, if that's my main complaint with the book, well, no, yeah, I think it's fair to have that be a complaint with a book. Like, if you're going to use, in any way, if you're going to use a culture for your book, please use the culture correctly. And, like, just do a little bit of research. Like, I had this issue I had a whole rant, I think, a few times, about Rebecca Yarros and the way that she butchered Gaelic to use for her dragon names and place names, and then would sat on an interview and referred to it as Gaelic, which is the wrong pronunciation, it's Gaelic. And also, she then said, well, this is how I pronounce it. Like, in that sort of way. It's like, well, this is how I pronounce it. It's like, but it's incorrect, and you know it's incorrect. But you've not done the work to... Anyway, I went on a whole rant about that, and it really, really annoyed me. I was quite upset about it, because it was just total disrespect to the culture. She has since, you know, been told by people, like, this is not acceptable, and she's gone, you know what, you're right, this isn't acceptable, I will do better in the future. Apologised, like, all that sort of thing. You know, the audiobooks still have the wrong pronunciation, so I'll never, ever listen to the audiobooks of it, because it's wrong, and that bothers me. But she has said she will do better in the future, and that is all I can ask. And this was, I think I'm holding up at like a 3.5. There was a lot of sections where there was a little bit of disconnect for me, and I don't know if it's because I, like, within the first 5 pages, it irked me, and it sort of held through the book, but there was a few bits where I felt like we jumped into scenarios without any lead up for it to make sense. Like, there was no build up of any kind, even if it had been like a sentence or two. I just kind of like, you know, when my drama teacher used to talk about it a lot when we were doing script work, and she would say, like, she was like, if you can, try and act out what you're trying to script, because someone can't be like, if you say someone came in the door and then they're suddenly over by the window and the window's on the other side from the door, how did they get there? Like, you need to think about these things. And I feel like that was what was missing slightly. Like, there were some parts where we went from one thing to another and it was like whiplash, and there was no connection. There was no, like, just connecting point to make it make sense for me. So yeah, that's my main criticism of this. It did not hold to the same standards of writing as the other two from memory, but I still really enjoyed it. I still like the characters, I still like the message, I still like the whole thing, and do you know what's funny? I actually forgot about the curse, because she's a curse breaker. I forgot about the curse until she was like, I just realised how to break the curse. And it's like, I've forgotten about the curse, but they broke the curse, obviously. And yeah, like, I just would have liked like a little bit more, that's all. But I did enjoy it. It's definitely not the worst book I've read, even this year. So, we're doing well. I enjoyed it. But it's not my favourite Rosie Danon, unfortunately. Now it's time to go to bed. I cannot remember for the life of me when I had painkillers. It might have been 7 o'clock, it might have been 9 o'clock. But if it was 9 o'clock, I can't have painkillers for another hour. I'm in significant pain. I should say, just to prove my point, I got Kay to strap my shoulder. It is all strapped up. It already feels much, much better. We've also Kay looked out my sling, so I can have that for resting my arm. I don't use it like all the time, but like sometimes my arm just needs like some rest, and the shoulder needs like some rest, and it's good to just have just to give it that moment of rest for like a couple hours, and then I can take it off, and because you don't want to keep it really, really still or it could freeze. But yeah, I'm gonna go to bed now because I'm tired. I have work tomorrow. Thankfully I've showered and everything today, so I don't need to go up in the morning to shower. Not that ever works out very well for me anyway, but it is bedtime. I'm tired. Hamish and Kate are already in bed, so I just need to get myself some water and head upstairs. So I will speak to you tomorrow. Hello, it's Thursday and it is the 1st of February, which means it is the kick-off for Series T Bearathon and the Hunger Games readathon. May the odds be ever in your favour. I have been literally thinking about saying that since last night, so excuse me while I be cringy. But yeah, it is day 1 of the Hunger Games readathon and Series T Bearathon, which is hosted by our lovely Tori. I'll link both below. And yeah, I've already read one read, and I'm about a third of the way through a second one. So I've read The Housekeeper, which is I'll pop a photo there. It is a novella by Talbot Finch. I had it on Kindle. It was part of one of the Kindle Stuff Your Kindle days, and I was really worried about this because it promised so much. Like, it promised a lot, I thought, for a 45-page novella. I was like, you are trying to do too much. But do you know what? He absolutely delivered. This novella, delivered. It absolutely did. I really, really enjoyed it. It took a character who was disabled and made him feel very real. It took a character who was, like, it dealt with being gay during, is it Victorian times? I can't remember. Like, that was a little bit of it, but it's like, That was simplified quite a lot. Like, they didn't go into the politics of anything or anything like that, but, like, both the characters had the fear of the other character finding out that they were gay and not realising that they were both gay. But, yeah, I give it a 5-star. Like, there was no question there was a 5-star because the characters were great. It all took place within a flat, like, within his flat in London. And it was really, really condensed and it worked so, so well. I'm so impressed with this novella. Highly recommend it. And it was cute and lovely and actually did a really good job of describing what it can feel like to have a disability sometimes. Because, like, his left arm was amputated above the elbow, you can see in the thing. And he flips from between being like, I shouldn't feel bad about my disability, especially not in my own home, to like almost transferring his disgust of his injury onto someone else. So, like, when the other guy, the housekeeper, is like reacting to him in a certain way, he's assuming that it's because of the stump. And it's like, no, it's because he's gay and he doesn't want you to find out. But then, like, he'll go, like, there's one bit where he does him a bath. He runs him a bath. And before he goes to go into the bath, he, like, takes off his nightshirt in front of the housekeeper. And the housekeeper's like, obviously, like, naked attractive man in front of a gay man. Like, a man that he's attracted to anyway, like, is naked in front of him. So, of course, he's like, oh. And then he sees, like, the look on his face and he's like, well, he's obviously disgusted by my stump. And storms off and gets in the bath. And then he's like, just, like, chilling in the bath. And he's like, maybe it's not my stump. Maybe it was something else. Maybe it was just the fact that I was naked. But, like, normally men don't bother about other naked men. Like, and he starts to, like, talk himself out of it because he's like, I'm just assuming that he's disgusted by my stump and not thinking of others. Like, there's a few times he does that where he overreacts, and then once he's got space, he kind of cools down a bit and he's like, was I right? And it's a lot of, like, putting your own feelings onto other people, and that does happen so often. Like, it's the reason you ask any disabled person who should be using mobility aids or does use mobility aids why they don't like it, like, one of the negatives about it, and it'll often be other people's perception of them that is the problem. Because I know for my fact, like, for me, it really is, like, it's other people's perception of me using a mobility aid. It makes me feel embarrassed and almost ashamed. It shouldn't. It's like, you wouldn't feel ashamed if you had, like, a cast on your leg, or if you had some other thing, I don't know, but we're made to feel ashamed if we're not perfect. And that shame can sometimes spill over into making assumptions like he has into, like, other people that are looking at me because of this, when actually they might be looking at you for a totally different reason, but you're putting those thoughts into their head and those perceptions. So I think it did that beautifully, and I really loved it. I don't think I've gone on this long about a book that I've loved before, especially when it was only 45 pages long. To do that in 45 pages is talent. And I discovered at the end of there's a wee note at the end of it, say that he has a full book about other characters, but in the world, and these characters are mentioned. So, given how well the novella was written, I might give that a chance, actually. Anyway, I've got, like, 2 videos to watch, and then I'm going to go upstairs and film because my hair looks fine. So I would like to film while I look fine. I'm going to have to take painkillers, and I forgot to take them with my tea. So I'm going to have to go get a drink, have some painkillers, and then I can go film after my videos. Hello, it is Friday, it's Friday. I just had one of those moments where I was about to, like, shout, oh my god, like, as the penny dropped, and I was, like, trying not to scare Hamish, but I need to tell you. So, I'm reading, sorry, just throw my meds everywhere. I'm reading Fling by J.F. Money, and I'm so, like, I've been saying, get your tinfoil hats on, people. I've been saying that this is basically the Piña Colada song, or Escape, as it's actually called. You know, when if you like Piña Coladas and getting caught in the rain, this is the song, but in, like, modern format. And I've just made the connection
they met at a bar called O'Malley's. Like, at the end of the song, at the end of the Piña Colada song, when they decide to meet, they say, like, I can't remember the lines before it, but it says, at a bar called O'Malley's, where we'll plan our escape. And then when he goes there, he realises that it's like, was waiting with high hopes when she walked in the place. I knew her smile for an instant. I knew the curve of her face. It was my own lovely lady. And she said, oh, it's you. And then we laughed for a moment, and she said, I never knew that you like Piña Colada and getting hot in the rain, blah, blah, blah. They met at a bar called O'Malley's, for God's sake. If this is not inspired by the Piña Colada song, they're lying. They're lying. It is literally the Piña Colada song in book format with modern timelines. It's fine. I'm fine. I am so close to the end though. I am now here. So I will get this finished pretty rapidly today. But I'm going to eat some crumpets and watch some YouTube. And then I'll finish my book. I just wanted to show you what it's like living with Hamish sometimes. So every package he was sleeping. And then a package got delivered. And every package that comes in needs to be sniff tested by Hamish. Is it good? Is it okay? Yeah? That's him telling me that the package is okay and I can take it. I'm currently on sprints with Jem, Siobhan and Liv. I just had to answer the door for that package, but I'm just going to sit down again and get myself comfy. I am reading, oh my god, I am fighting with this stupid thing. Okay. I'm reading, currently, Irish Kelly Doesn't Date. I am only 12 pages in. I also have Sleeping Giants to read. This arrived today, 3 days early, and I got my notification that Fangirl Down has been dispatched, despite the fact that its publication date is the 15th. So this has been added to the TBR, like this month's TBR. I also have this down to read, and this down to read. So I've got a selection. In my head was like, I could have like a 24-hour, 48-hour reading challenge thing because I am on sprints for today and tomorrow. So like I could totally do that. The reason I'm bringing it out here is because I also bought books and did not show you them. So I bought this beautiful edition of Ancient Magic in Greece and Rome, a hands-on guide. This is not, oh, she gave me a bookmark. This is from like an indie bookshop in my village. It's a very, very small bookshop, like very, very, like the bookshop is maybe the size of my living room and kitchen together. And there was me and one other customer in there. But yeah, this, I picked it up and saw a few things that I had watched some YouTube videos on. So there's like videos I've watched about theories on where the mythology for things like the River Styx and the underworld and things like that all came from. And so like this also had that in that, so it was very interesting to me. It's one that I'm not going to put onto like my read list because I'm not going to sit down and read this. This is one that I'm going to dip in and out of. So I don't want to put it on my read list, like to read list, and then pressure myself into sitting down and reading it as one, because then I don't think I'm going to enjoy it as much. And also, I bought this, which I need to get it in the sun for you to get the full effect. So this is A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens. This is the Penguin cloth-bound edition. And I collect these of books that I've read. So I saw this and I was like, well, I have to get it because, you know, this is the first time I've actually seen this edition of this book. So I have to get it. I'm absolutely sure that I have read A Christmas Carol. But again, this is not going on my read list because it is more of a, collection type thing. Collecting books and reading books, two very different hobbies. I did also finish Fling, and let's go back into the living room. Let's go back. I did also finish Fling,
and I actually quite enjoyed it. I think I gave it 4 stars. This is a modern day retelling of the Piña Colada song. I've said it so many times, like, don't try and fight with me on this. That's what it is. Like, they even met at a bar called O'Malley's. Like, what? I had that rant earlier. But yeah, so this is about a couple who are... So, at the very start, they have done their 3rd round of IVF, and the doctor tells them that it didn't work. And the wife, Tara, has said, she's always said, she would only do 3 rounds. To her, that is the universe telling her, no, you can't have kids, that's it. And so, she's like, right, that's it, we're done. And her husband's like, no, we're not. Like, you're going to try again. And she's like, Colin, like, fuck you, basically. And I'm like, Colin, fuck you. But Colin has this, like, dream of being a dad with Tara. Like, with Tara specifically. Like, these two were, like, one of those, like, love at first sight stories. And the thing is, Colin's very clinical, very scientific, very, like, believes in what he can see. Whereas Tara is very much believes in signs in the universe, zodiac, things like that. They're very opposite on things like that. And so Tara believes this is a sign from the universe that they need to stop, that they can't have kids. And so this sort of starts off the book. There's a 6-month jump, and they have just totally drifted apart. They don't really talk to each other, they don't spend time together, they don't really do anything together, and they just have fallen out of love with each other, even though they still love each other. And so then they find out about this app. Is in the news, this app called Fling, which is an app specifically for married people to have affairs. But it's totally anonymous. You have to, like, in the rules, you can't show your face, you can't use your real name, you can't use identifying features. It's all anonymous. And so Tara, who works for a marketing company, they are optioned for doing the marketing for this. So she's like, I will sign up to this app for, like, marketing purposes, like, to see what it's like so that I can pitch it. Fills it out, just sort of like what she wants in a man, and blah, 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 blah. And then Colin, his friend and boss, is like, you need to sign up for this because your life's miserable. And so he does, with the intention of... I don't even know really what his intention was. I don't think he did either. And so he ends up getting a 100% match. Lo and behold, his 100% match is Tara. And we know that, but they don't know that because, of course, there's no identifying features on there. And so when she sees the match, well, when he sees the match, he is like, oh my god, 100% match. Like, this is obviously my soulmate because we have a 100% match on this scientifically based thing. And when Tara sees the match, she's like, oh my god, that's like she just has this feeling, her synchronicity feeling, her gut feeling that this is right. And so they start talking, and they both very quickly fall for the other online, and they're being their authentic selves and being honest about what they want, and they basically fall for each other. And through, like, chaos, like, they almost, like, they go to dinner, but then when Tara sees Colin approaching through the window, she runs, thinking like, oh crap, I'm gonna get caught. But obviously he's gone there to meet her, so, like, then they never meet. And then she follows him, so, like, she's going to meet him, catches him, like, attempting to cheat, like, get in a hotel room and stuff, and he has to, like, come clean about, like, the fact that he was planning on cheating on her, and their whole life implodes. Between this, they've been going to marriage counselling, who then becomes a mediator. Like, thankfully, it's even at the point where I was like, these people need therapy. They also decided, we need therapy. And, like, on and off, they go online and offline on this app. And then, by the end, they're separating, and they... like, she messages this one thing that's like, you know, I know I've not shown up twice now. I know this is, like, you probably don't want to see me, but I will be at this place at this time. If you want to give me one last chance, I promise I will be there. And so she goes, he ends up having to rush there, and they see each other, and it's like, oh, wait, what? And, like, they have this whole thing of, like, wow. And then they realise that they've not been communicating effectively, which is what I've been saying the whole time. Like, they're not communicating effectively with each other. And when they do start communicating, it really improves their relationship. And yeah, it's just... I actually really enjoyed it because it highlighted for me the way relationships can be. So they wanted the same thing. They had a goal in mind. They had the same wants, and they could fulfill each other's needs. Like, the anonymous conversations that they were having showed that they were meant to be together, in the sense that, like, they both had the same, like I say, goals, wants, needs, solutions, etc. But because they weren't effectively communicating with each other, they were not realising this. It needed to be taken away from their context. And so I don't condone cheating in any way, shape or form. Not even remotely, slightly. What I like about this, and what I kind of like about the Piña Colada song, is that this is a good tool of a fiction book to show you that perhaps if there is something wrong in your relationship, that you need to look at your communication and look at effectively communicating and recalibrating your relationship rather than cheating. Like, these characters, if however they want to deal with their marriage and their cheating and things like that, like, they can do them, whatever. But I think as a tool for showing that communication is key, and that marriage therapy, like couples therapy, is probably really important for a lot of people, I think this is a great tool. I seriously disliked the characters most of the way through. I really, really did. Like, nothing about these characters is redeemable. Like, they're not shown as, like, oh, well, they're good people who made mistakes. Like, they are shown as, like, how they are, warts and all. Like, you do not feel sympathy for any of these characters. There are moments where you feel sympathy for them, yes. Like, when Colin's trying to communicate to Tara and she's just totally shutting him down, despite the fact that what he's trying to communicate is what she wants from him, she's just not listening. I'm mad at Tara and I feel bad for Colin, but at the same time, like, he does fairly the same thing to her, like, he does the same sort of thing. So, like, they're not necessarily good people, but they're real people. Like, they're really, they're more caricatures of real people, but, like, it's really, really condensed. Like, it's really, really concentrated. But yeah, like I say, I don't condone cheating in any way, shape or form, but I think this was a fantastic tool as a fiction, like as a work of fiction that could be used to, or could be, not necessarily, but like, I don't know, I just think it shows that relationships take work and communication, and that the easy way out is not always easy. Like, when they are, like, having these conversations, they feel guilt, they feel intense guilt about what they're doing. They know what they're doing is wrong, but they are so deeply miserable in their own lives that they think that this is the only solution, when really the solution is to talk to each other. You know, does that make sense? Anyway, that's how I feel about that book. I really quite enjoyed it, and I'm glad it went the way it went. Yeah, I think it's nice. I don't know how I feel about it. I did really enjoy it. I also thought it was very funny. It was very, very funny. But I only have 10 minutes left, so I'm going to read some. And Kay very kindly bought me some Coke, and the reason I'm saying that is because I had, like, cold turkeyed myself on fizzy juice, and I've had, like, the shakes, so having, like, some fizzy juice is just, like, soothing to my soul. All week, all I've drank is water and tea. So, like, to have fizzy juice just for a treat is, like, not even a treat, just, like, it's balanced. A small amount. Like, it's not like I've got, like, a big... I don't need to justify it. That's the whole mindset I'm trying to get out of. I don't need to justify eating or drinking something because food is not inherently good or bad. Food has no value other than the sense of it fuels my body. That's a whole other conversation. But I'm going to stop waffling and get to reading. I know I said I was going to read. I'm not trying to be funny. This is so funny. I've got my Spotify on shuffle on my TV. I'll turn you around. And this was the next thing that came on my Spotify. This This is what I'm talking about. This is what the book is. It's this song. This is the song. I had to like, oh. I am absolutely, that's really funny. Sorry. Hello, it is Saturday evening. I am still on sprints with Jem, Siobhan and Liv, although Liv seems to have somehow disappeared from the sprints again. Hopefully she'll be back. We're on the last sprint and I have just finished Irish Kelly Doesn't Date. I've managed to read this whole book in one day, and honestly I thought I would get more than this read, but I'm not mad. I really enjoyed this. This was so good. I'm actually really sad. Like, I'm actually quite emotional at the end of this, that it's all wrapped up. Like, this is it. This is the end of this series. Everybody's stories are all wrapped up. And yeah, so I really enjoyed this. It was a fake dating with a lot of mental health conversation in it, and I really like that. I don't think I can say much else without spoiling it. That's the only thing. But I really enjoyed this, and I really saw a lot of heart and soul was poured into this book. Like, you can really see Ashley Herring-Blake has poured her absolute heart and soul into this book. I really, really enjoyed it. Obviously, it got to be a 5-star. I still think Ashton Parker might be my favourite, with this coming in at a close second, and then Delilah being obviously third. And honestly, I genuinely think it's because Jordan is my favourite love interest. And genuinely, I think it's because Jordan reminds me of Kay more than anybody else. Like, out of all the different love interests in this, Jordan is the one that I would be interested in. And she reminds me so much of Kay in so many ways. I mean, they all have, like, such dynamic personalities that you could see yourself in any of them, and you can see other people in any of them as well, but I think that makes sense to me as to why Jordan's my favourite. But yeah, I really, really enjoyed this. I really enjoyed getting to see Iris as more than the sassy comedy friend, like comic relief friend, and getting to see the layer and behind why she's like that. I really enjoyed that. I really did. I enjoyed as well getting to see more of Claire in this as well, and because the other characters kind of drop off in the other books, so it's nice to be able to see a little bit more of that in here. But yeah, really excited. There's only a minute left in sprint, so I'm gonna go. But yeah, that is book 3 of February out of the way. This is what happens. I get through so many books at the start of the month, and then it just drops off a cliff, and it's just like, why? But yeah, so next I'll probably pick up, I think, Sleeping Giants, but I'm really like fired up to read Boyfriend Material, so we shall see. Good afternoon, it is Sunday, and I am on sprints with Becca, Tori, Siobhan and Emma, and I am reading Boyfriend Material, and Tori is also reading Boyfriend Material, and I'm currently softly, gently, kindly bullying Jem into reading Boyfriend Material. I'm only 42 pages into this, so I'm on chapter 6, and I've already had to stop reading to cry laugh. This book is so funny. This book is so funny. Like, the tone of the book is very, like, it's like he's telling you what's happening, like, very like The Office, where it's like meta, like it's like coming out of the thing, and he's like looking at you like, you know, that's the tone of the book that I'm getting. And one of the characters, Alex, he's the one I was laughing at. Like, he is absolutely just unreal. He's so funny. Like, I love this. This is so much better already than the other Alex Hall's books that I've read. Like, for me, this is so much more me than the other ones. I'm absolutely loving this. Like, I'm 40 odd pages in, and I'm so looking forward to finishing this. Hopefully, I don't think I'm getting it finished today. I would love to, but hopefully I'll get through at least a good chunk of it. But this sprint's about to finish,
And that means I need to go. Hello, it is Sunday evening and I am getting ready to go to bed. It's like night. It's like, by evening I mean it's like 9 o'clock. I am still reading boyfriend material. I am 145 pages in and I'm thoroughly enjoying this. This is so funny. I've laughed out loud so many times. Most recently to, well, as the kids say, suck it up, buttercup. It's not funny on its own, but in context, it's so funny. Like, I don't know why it's so funny, but it's so funny. But, yeah, I let my hair air dry, and I'm quite happy with it. Like, I feel myself with the side fringe. I think we're definitely sticking with the side fringe and the side part. I'm just embracing my millennial self. I was just telling Kay about this because there was a video where Gen Z were asking the millennials for help, and the millennial, because they're now scared of Gen Alpha. And slappy toilet, don't Google it, it'll freak you out. And the millennials were responding being like, no, like, congratulations for finally getting to the age where you now dislike the generation below you. But like, and below you I mean like in age-wise, not unlike, you know what I mean. But no, you mocked us for our side fringes and our skinny jeans. Get out. Like, it's so funny, like, these generation wars are so funny. Like, every generation dislikes the generation below it. And it's just so funny to watch because, like, it's, like, my generation thinks, like, our parents are so uncool. And now we're the generation, we're getting to the age where the younger generation thinks we're uncool. And suddenly we're, like, panicking. Not panicking, but, like, you know, upset about it. And now they're getting to the age where the next generation thinks they're uncool. It's just a whole cycle, and it's so funny. And the fact that, like, trends keep coming back around and stuff. Like, I know, like, my mum and my grandparents have always said this is what happened, and it does, obviously. Like, the Wheel of Fortune will continue to go round, and so will trends. But it's just so funny to watch it happening. I mean, I don't care. Like, I'm just embracing my millennialism. Skinny jeans, side part, the music that I like to listen to, like, I don't care, like, do what makes you happy. I was really resistant to language changes though. Like, I remember at the first time I heard the word yeet and I was like, no, I'm never using it, and now I use it unironically and I enjoy it. So, don't know what that says about me. Anyway, I totally got off topic. But yeah, I'm reading boyfriend material. I'm 145 pages in. Thoroughly enjoying it. Obviously, that'll be getting wrapped up in hopefully next week's vlog. Hopefully, I can finish it tomorrow. I told you the book a day thing was going to go out the window very, very soon. But yeah, really enjoying this so far. It is so funny. It is so endearing. The characters are so, like, just funny and cool. And I kind of wish this was a dual perspective, but it's not. You're only getting Luke's perspective. You're not getting Oliver's perspective. And it's really funny because his name's Lucian, and Lucian is one of the characters in one of my favourite books in the Arjuna series, and it just makes me giggle a little bit that his name's Lucian. There's also a character in here called Alex who is dumb as a box of rocks, and I love him so much. And he's maybe fiancé Miffy, whose name is Clara, and Miffy is apparently short for Clara. I love this book. I love these characters. I love you, Alexis Hall. I love you so much. Thank you very much for writing this. I am not even mad that I'm reading it so slowly because I'm really, really enjoying it. But it's bedtime. Hamish is actually, for the first time ever, resisting going to bed. You going to bed? You'll go when I go. It's fine. So yeah, this is me just checking in before bed to say that I am finishing the vlog. In regards to the emoji of the video, please use one of the things you see on this. So, a teacup, a bridge, a bus, an umbrella, one of those emojis. I quite like the bridge is my favourite, so if you want to pop an emoji down, use the little, like a bridge emoji in the comments. And I will see you in the next video. Bye!